Fragments of the Apology. The artifact you just found is is of utmost importance. It's a fragment of the accursed Apology Goblet. Somewhere in the city, a few more still remain. If you can find and deliver these fragments to me, I will destroy them, thus weakening the power of the Lantern King. Know where to look for them? Might be anywhere. Definitely need to rest. Time is running out. Yeah, we got 18 days. My hands are trained to create and restore, not to destroy. But in destroying this fragment, we will protect thousands of lives from destruction. It must be done. Okay. So this makes me even more upset about the week we lost the stream for the stream, because we could have already had this done and ready to go for the wrath. Oh, we forgot to do freedom of movement. Oops. Forgot to rebuff entirely.
Comes. The weak suffer. I endure.
There are other ways to cast this spell. Head on.
Time becomes distance.
Here. This didn't work. I must be doing it wrong. We will prevail!
That one went deep.
How may I help?
Step, step, step.
Okay, assuming this is the way to go. Guess that's not the way.
What's in wait for me there? Ugh.
Hoping I fight back. Best kind of fight. That hurt?
Okay. He's not dead, it looks like.
Work! Work, you silly spell!
My training pays off.
Yeah.
Quick, quick! Let's miss all the fun! Work! Work, you silly spell!
Knock knock hears. With
Oh,
ears.
he's up.
Confide
All
in
right,
me.
that'll make this a little bit easier.
Patricio Turino.
Knife time.
Step, step, step!
Quick, save it.
Time for fun.
Enough more runner and talker than fighter.
Rock, you there? You listening? Or you're off to work?
Red all over myself. No,
Is all of this blood mine? Never thought I had that much. Look at me, Gorham!
Look like.
You didn't?
Healing fire. I need your breath.
Good.
Okay.
Victory is inevitable.
I see his blackness. Shadows, embrace me.
Okay. I have to admit, I prefer brawling in the first world than Brevian politics. Summon Elder Worm. Hagar. Nope. Sadly, it didn't look like I finished in time. Make black metal not heal.
Shadows, embrace
Stone
me.
cutter. Okay. So we're gonna have golems here soon. So we got a fragment. Do we have to go all the way back up here to destroy it? Or is he gonna be in there? Yeah, we're almost to the end. I dropped the difficulty just so we can plow through it and finish it and get to Wrath of the Righteous. So I really didn't want to spend another 2 days finishing it out before we got to Wrath of the Righteous. Okay. Give him another piece.
Oh, shadows, embrace me.
Who did I romance? Everyone. I think we officially romanced Canera, but we ended up sleeping with Octavia as well. So we slept with everyone we got the chance to. You know, like a man whore. You gonna kick some ass? Well, she got transported back to hell by her devil of a father. So good luck finding her. You could say she was a hellcat in the sack. Well, it was Canera and Kaliki. They are a DLC companion. If you didn't have the DLC, it wasn't an option. Ooh.
Let's shake a leg.
I am your she. This didn't work. I must be doing it wrong.
Get antibiotics for Drast inevitable Hellfire Crotch Syndrome. Don't worry, you'll need them too. Oh yeah.
Step, step, step.
Health to perfection +8. Are we missing something? Did he have a fragment in there? I don't think so. Nope. The mites even showed up.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
To your arms!
Burn! Slice!
This won't kill me.
Okay then. We forgot to do the freedom of movement buffs. Just forgot to do buffs in general.
Right here, my friend.
Trail me.
Running won't help you!
Okay. Moving up.
Only not fight back. Best kind of fight.
Step, step, step.
Hey, Pink Angel. Even for $5 towards our goal. How you doing? A random piece of Mexican candy I've never tried, never even opened. All right. Not even gonna look, just grab one and pull it out. This is Pika Melon. I think it's supposed to be sour. It's like a watermelon gummy. Plastic bag ASMR, yes. It's very sticky. Here. Oh yeah. That's sour. Oh. Good God. Mmm. Very, very sour. Oh. Oh. It gets worse as you chew it. Oh. Oh my God. For the kids. Holy crap. Oh. Oh my God. And thank you for the biddies as well. I mean, it's stuck in my teeth. I have the bluest eyes. Yes, I do. It'll be a random one of ego, so it's not guaranteed to be the same thing, but oh God. Thank you, Eat Angel. I think. Good, Guga Muga. Holy crap. But it was sour and spicy at the same time. Very weird sensation.
To victory!
Now, I used to love sour stuff too.
Deep.
We weren't paying attention.
Maurizio Turino!
Knife time. Off with your head.
What?
Death comes.
I'm gonna have nightmares about that one. What was it called? Vero Pica Melon. Probably kind of hard to see, but also known as the Devil's Sour Ass. You needed to unlock it. Who doesn't love a derpy goldfish?
Forwards! No, backwards. Backwards!
I guess that constitutes as my breakfast for this morning as well. Oof.
I am yours to command.
I'm listening.
What a great breakfast. Exactly. It's a breakfast of champions.
Let's see what they're made of.
Everwalk Shadow.
Give in.
Maurizio Turino!
Why aren't you? You're confused. Fantastic.
Big one.
I endure.
Uh-oh. Now he's confused. Fantastic. Yeah, sure, you go. Appreciate that. Ugh. Still got little bits and pieces.
You forced my hand.
Just stuck in my teeth. Whatever.
Kill me! Look at me, Gorham!
Alright, so this is the third and I presume final piece of the fragment. Okay. Ooh. See, this is why I don't try new things.
What's in wait for me there?
All right, I presume that's where we're going to fight the Lantern King. With the third fragment, the barriers around the castle, the Lantern King will be waiting, ready to give you an audience.
Oh, shadows, embrace me.
The reward goals at 500 we shave the mustache, 1,000 we do completely clean shave, we shave the beard, the whole beard. Then for $5 we do a random piece of candy, Mexican candy. For $10 we do the boozle, and you choose which one you want. For 15 we do a excerpt from, we read an excerpt from a bad Star Wars fan fiction, which was Ego's idea last night. And I'm open to additional ideas. Like I said, this is going to be going on for the next week, so we can add stuff to it. Ugh. I'm still tasting that. All right. Your footsteps echo from the ceiling of the ravaged throne room. The sound attracts the attention of old Remus, slouching on the steps of the old throne. He looks up, shakes his head slightly, as if displeased, but keeps silent. Nothing betrays the mask of a deity, and this hunched man.
Still hiding behind masks, eldest? Isn't it time you cast them away?
Words, words. How little value we attach to them, and how much they truly mean. But I've grown tired of words and prophecies. I will no longer predict
Thank you for the outburst with the jelly bean. No, that wasn't a jelly bean. That was one of the pieces of Mexican candy. Boss thought it was funny. I'm glad I could entertain him.
Oh, yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
I shall end this suffering.
Okay. Probably should have buffed before coming in here, huh? I assume this is just going to be phase one of the fight.
You don't seem to like my curses! Maybe I like my jokes better?
Okay. Good. Jesus, this guy. Remove blindness. The person on the other side of the room laughing hysterically. All right, so they chose a spicy bean from bamboo. And it comes with a handy dandy spinner, so you can find out which one you're choosing. Okay, make sure it's here. Come on, spin, damn it. Will you just... This thing doesn't want to spin. Got cayenne. Appears to be one of these. And thank you for the $10 for the kids. And a cayenne jelly bean. Perfect, Ego. Perfect. Holy fuck. Oh. I need a drink. Oh my God. And there was just cayenne. What? Anything. Anything. Oh my God. It's like taking a chunk of black pepper and chewing it down. I might need your inhaler. Oh God, thank you. See, the wife is trying to kill me. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, that was good, Ego. I think I prefer one of the other men being boozled at this point.
The time for laughter has passed. It's the hour of hunting and chaos.
Oh. Well, I can tell you what, my next bowel movement's going to be interesting. Oh, Christ.
Oh, right.
Death comes.
Busy being a bad mod, being useful, making a command. Yeah. Okay, I think we failed this. Yep.
Dawnflower, grant me strength.
All right, let's actually go in buffed up
Share
this
your
time.
troubles.
Patrizio tut ona adayan. Patrizio curi.
Oh my god. Oh,
I yearn for entertainment.
so many regrets right now.
Listening as hard as I can.
Well,
Oh. Or, you know, you can learn how to clip things yourself.
Word.
Oh, yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
to victory!
No.
Knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
I don't think I ever want to taste pepper ever again.
You don't seem to like my curses! Maybe you like my jokes better?
Damn. Oh, crap. Well, we done goofed.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
Hoping not fight back. Best kind of fight.
Bam.
You don't seem to like my curses! Maybe you like my stones better?
You got that sour clip.
Knock knock used to lighting enemies
And
on
only
fire
Cayenne.
first.
I think I'd rather take another sour one than that cayenne.
Let us strike as one!
Sour one, you have a better reaction. The cayenne just burned.
Tear them apart!
Oops.
Die! Die! Die!
Need a bandage. Big one.
I'll cut you. Die for me.
Do not falter!
They go down!
Be easier if you not fight back.
Let the attack commence.
Mary.
This won't kill me. Oh, right.
Hell, man. All right, let's just get through this so we can move on to Wrath. Drop difficulty down.
Time becomes distance.
We just want to see the end of the story.
Oh, yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
To victory!
You don't seem to like my curses! Maybe you like my jokes better?
Domination. Don't think we have a break enchantment.
I'll cut you.
No, stop fighting Valerie.
Die for me.
That'll be all.
Not much longer.
I'm not used to lighting enemies on fire first.
I require healing.
The time for laughter has passed. It's the hour of hunting.
Hey, Full Set. How you doing?
I can't keep this up much longer.
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Just people torturing me with sour and spicy candies. I'm trying to finish this game so I can move on to the new game that just came out today. How are you doing? Yeah, that's about how I'm doing. Not wrong.
Is all of this blood mine? Never thought I had that much.
Okay. What's next? Oh, his true form.
Enough!
As soon as the Horn Hunter's body disappears in the fire, the destroyed throne is flooded with light. The Lantern King, in his true blazing form, appears in the middle of the room. His furious mask is ringed by fire. The games have ended. Time freezes like resin, trapping you and the eldest in amber light. And this light grows brighter. So happy you're almost done? Or you're saying I'm almost done? Did notice something with that last alert. Need to turn down the font. I think that's just a replay of the last one. Yes, it was. Need to turn down the font on this. Let's go with 30. Okay. Okay. I'm almost done? Yes. Actually, I turned down the difficulty just to get through this so I can jump off onto Wrath of the Righteous. The rays pass through you, pierce you, ruthlessly bearing your most intimate secrets, fears, and desires. Something inside you resonates with the light of the eldest. Your curse. It's like the splinter of an arrow that remains in the wound, a slow weapon crawling toward your heart. As soon as the rays touch it, it begins to heat up, and then burns with intolerable pain.
Time for masks is over. You risk challenging an eldest, and I accept the challenge. You fight not a mere embodiment, but my true essence. This is my essence. I don't need magic or servile monsters to destroy you. Words are enough. Yes, words. I once told you, words spoken in the right time and place possess the power of a storm. You lightheartedly answer that you know what your power and essence are. In the thirst for adventures.
That is what we said.
I remember your answer. The world remembers it too. Your answer, your heart, your essence. Now, cursed king, I'm taking this part of your soul, as I took away Nerissa's ability to love. What you called your essence is yours no more.
The words of the eldest fly towards you like an arrow, ready to give new force to the curse that already torments you. You have but an instant to reply. Why do you imagine I told you the truth back then, eldest of mischief and lies? Perhaps you're the one who was fooled. One who can be fooled so easily has no power over words. This laughter, soft, insinuating, almost amiable, is scarier than any nightmare. It resonates with the hot metal splinter. The curse within your soul, making it stronger, slashing at your essence, and taking away something essential that nourishes your power.
Let us continue. We both wear a crown. But what do you own? A meager patch of land, a few thousand souls? My dominion is chaos and magic, madness and deceit. Your power is nothing compared to mine. And that is why you are helpless before me. You will take my every blow as a divine punishment, as something imminent.
Yet again, you have little time to answer. And this answer is the only thing that can protect you from the eldest's next blow. I don't know enough about divinity to say that you are no deity. Don't try to scare me. You don't possess that sort of power.
If you will insult me with this. This! I'm curious what you think of me, cursed king. Do you see me as a villain or a simple joker? In truth, well, you'll never be able to conceive of the truth. Being an eldest means being one of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals become strangers and one's inferiors are entirely insignificant. I am an eldest. Laughter, guile, transformation, that's what I am. Being what I am, I will let you feel a modicum of my loneliness. I will take away your pillar of strength.
Oh shit. Having lost all support, you face the deity alone. Silence hangs heavy over the ruined throne room. What, is there a rule by which those like you dictate another's will? Even if there is such a rule, I'll break it. I'll take back what is mine. The blinding light flashes away, frightened like a living creature. The blistering metal of curse cools. It still hurts. The pain is no longer unbearable. You stand before the eldest, as before a blazing living star, and he looks at you as if he's seeing you for the first time.
Good. You can play with words. Let us see if you can withstand the heat of my fire.
Alrighty then.
Oh, shadows! Blood for Gorum!
You have had the chance to see a star die. Spots of cold, lifeless darkness cover the fiery form of the lantern will devour, and with a dull moan, settling onto the ground as a cloud of cold black dust. But a moment later, right where the eldest crown lay burning, another shining image is born. It grows, glowing, turning into a familiar silhouette wearing a crown.
Defeat. What a refreshing feeling. I don't remember sensing it for a dozen millennia. But what's next? How will you end this story? Listen, I know a good ending. Elegant and refined. The hero defeats a deity in battle. Impressive. It grants the victor power and immortality. The hero enters the chambers of the deity to become his champion and herald. Eternal, powerful, equally
Tempting.
glorified both in the first world and in Valeria. His kingdom healed from its wounds and flourished under the rule of the immortal champion. A beautiful ending, isn't it? And this legend is yours for the asking.
Trust the laughing lie. Don't do this. Not after everything you and I have endured because of him. I can give you immortality and power, though not as much as the Lantern Kings. Perhaps we won't be able to stand against the eldest, but accept my gift and my patronage, and together we will make him pay for what he's done.
How sad it is to hear you, Nyrissa. Thousands of years for nothing! You haven't learned a single lesson. Never learned to atone. But what do you say?
What will you ask in return for immortality? And what exactly do you offer as a reward?
That is easy. I will return your kingdom to Galarian and strengthen its connection to the First World. In their homeland, the Fae can endlessly return to life. I will give to you the same gift. And so long as you remain an enclave of the First World, death within its borders will never threaten you. As for the prize, I'm offering you the position of a servant. It is not I am. Only. Divine power and immortality are a heavy burden. To accept it means losing all your friends and companions, but you can find allies and reliable assistance. This is what I'm looking for. A herald and a general with whom I can share eternity, and together we'll play 1,000 wonderful pranks and spread our power across the First World and further. Much further.
What about Nyrissa? What will happen to her if I agree?
What do you think? I can let my misguided protege go wherever she likes. Knowing her, I'm doubtful she will become a humble exile.
I won't. I've come too far to go back. It might take me 1,000 years and thousands of deaths, but I will find a way to get back at you, eldest. Even if he betrays our alliance and becomes your puppet.
What do you suggest, Nyrissa?
I suggest we do not kneel. We are both cursed, you and I. But so what? The curse can harm you only as much as affliction touches your kingdom. But now, with the eldest wounded and bleeding, his henchmen all slain, I can return your state to the material plane. It will heal its wounds, and so will you. I'll create a bond between you and the First World, granting you immortality. Just as the Lantern King promises.
And what role in all this shall I play, Trespasser?
The role of the vanquished. I know you will hardly accept a defeat, eldest. You may try to attack us again, but we defeated you once. And we will do it again if we must. I'm ready to fight you forever if I have to.
Will not bow to you. Are you sure I can't kill you? I think I'll try.
Did I tell you I don't like dying? Well, I don't. Perhaps we should stop this pointless exercise and speak seriously?
I will not bow to you, eldest. Don't get your hopes up. Here's my offer. Lift the curse, return my kingdom to Galarian, and forget we exist, and I will forget that you exist. After you speak, silence falls, deep as a chasm. Light pours from the eyes of the Lantern King's mask, still the mask of paternal care. though you do not mistake this for what lies hidden behind it.
So be it. This performance has run its course. It would be unwise to continue. Besides, I have no love of dying, returning to life. My fellow eldest are very good at playing especially intricate pranks at that exact moment. You were cursed by my will. By my will, you are now freed from the curse. May the shackles be broken, the fetters be loosened. What's been stolen will be returned. What's been divided will be made whole again. I say farewell, and release your kingdom to the material plane. Go, be glad of your ordinary mortal life, and forget the gods of the first world. Now they no longer concern you.
Now that the eldest and other spiteful beings wouldn't be bothering us, the king returned to his subjects and celebrated the victory and the end of the kingdom's miseries with great fanfare. Everything gradually returned to normal, including our exciting lives. Not always peaceful, but also not troubled by invasions from another world. And little by little, our heroes and the common folk began to forget the sorrows of the past. Sometimes, on clear spring nights, the king saw dreams. In them, the nymph Nyrissa, fierce and wounded, battled the Jabberwock, died, and returned to life, again and again and again. Under the wise leadership of the king, the stolen lands became a true country. There was still much to be done, of course, and some of it will need to be finished by our heroes' descendants. But there are no longer cut purses on every corner, and the peasants aren't afraid some new self-proclaimed chief will show up and strong-arm himself into power.
So, a good kingdom.
Just half a year after the war with the First World, Galt moved its troops to the southern border of the kingdom. Their attack was rebuffed. The enemy state's infantry retreated when the army's wizards brought down rains of fire and magical arrows on the heads of the flabbergasted enemy soldiers. Since then, Galt hasn't risked crossing any borders again, fearing cruel retaliation for further insolence.
Good.
The feud between Brevois North and South, which had been smoldering for ages, finally sparked the fires of civil war. Our troops lent aid to the forces of Restov, led by Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori. After several bloody battles, House Sertova was forced to recognize Restov's independence. The victory came at a high price, but we have no more loyal ally than once more free Rostland. Taking advantage of the tension in his homeland, the restless, unlucky trader Lander Lebeda abandoned his domain again and set off to attempt another scam. Our kingdom, along with Brevois, actually proposed to celebrate the day he disappeared as a national holiday. But the initiative was shot down by the vigorous protests of House Lebeda.
Little snake.
Amiri didn't remain leader of the Tiger Lords for long. Ruling was certainly not her calling. The years she spent with them were enough for them to regain their forces, though, and they recovered to be one of the best mercenary armies in the region again. They revere her as a great hero, even more than they once worshipped Armagh, and they respect our king, of course. He was a comrade in arms of the great Amiri, after all. Their tribe came to be loyal allies. Pitax almost returned to its former state, a joyful city filled with beers of dubious quality and deals of questionable legality. The old trade houses lost the crown, but they retrieved the property Iravetti had taken from them. Soon, Pitax became almost like a second capital in the kingdom, a thriving city through which rivers of money from across the region ran. Unfortunately, we get much less of this money than we would like. Governor Lyachenza turned out to be helpless against widespread embezzlement.
Of course she did.
The dangerous man-eating trolls disappeared entirely from the forests and swamps of the Stolen Lands. Kobolds, though, being sneaky and clever, are still sometimes met by travelers and hunters who wander off the beaten track. Some even say the short reptiles still praise the great King Tartuk, but no one knows for certain. As soon as anyone approaches the kobolds, they forget their military honor and turn tail.
That sounds about right.
After enduring so many storms and troubles, Varnhold eventually turned into a real city. Daring settlers decided to conquer the vast, wild expanses of Dunsword, and despite all odds, they succeeded. The modest colony that almost vanished at the hands of an ancient lich turned everything around to become a thriving city with lively river trading. Agay, the Spriggan leader, learned a valuable lesson after surviving his meeting with the king and even regaining his tribe's home. Don't try to occupy seemingly empty settlements anymore. Instead, the Spriggans settled across Dunsword's wild borderlands and proclaimed it as their domain. Keeping the peace in a situation like that seems like the stuff of dreams, as evidenced by the occasional lost patrols and stolen cattle. Peace reigns in the caves beneath the old sycamore. The kobolds and mites continue to explore the depths and learn simple crafts from each other. Rumor has it, the first mite-kobold wedding even happened not long ago. That said, settlers still aren't rushing to build new homes in the area. Some kind souls even put up warning signs along the roads. Beware, traveler. Steer clear of the old sycamore. Another inscription soon appeared over the sign, though. No keep going treasure ahead honest. Oleg's trading post continues to thrive, attracting even more travelers.
Which he didn't
Much to
want.
its owner's displeasure,
Yeah.
a small town is springing up around it. Despite Oleg's grumbling, he and his wife are well regarded by everyone, and Svetlana was even elected town chief.
Sweet.
Jod remained loyal to the king to the end of his days, healing the sick and generously sharing his austere wisdom with anyone who wished to hear it, and some who didn't. Having fulfilled his duty to the ruler, Erastil's priest peacefully departed this world, surrounded by friends and disciples. Having participated in Lamashtu's ritual, Olika gave birth to a strong and healthy baby. Sadly, the child grew into an unruly and violent adolescent. Having maimed a peer at just 10 years of age, the boy escaped to the Gnarl Marches, fleeing the rage of a mob that tore his mother to pieces instead. No one knows what happened to the lad, but legends of Lamashtu's child, who sometimes kills lost travelers and sometimes leads them to safety, are passed on by word of mouth throughout the area. The Fae took a fancy to the kingdom, feeling totally at home here. They often play various pranks, but they never do any serious harm. Falcos and Teresia managed to restore the magic forest. Once freed of the anger of the Scythe Tree, people returned to the abandoned village, and it became a haven of friendship between the Fae and ordinary people, just like old times. The lizard folk of the Longtail tribe returned to live on the shores of Candlemere, but they couldn't return to their ancient way of life. Living alongside people, the lizard folk adopted their behaviors, habits, and even religion. More and more of the Longtail tribe pray not to the spirits of their ancestors, but to Erastil or Gorum. They even began to forget their original language. I hope someone writes down their songs and legends before they all sink into oblivion. The goblins who put so much effort into preserving the king's lands obviously felt that gave them the right to do whatever they wanted in the kingdom. Travelers are careful to move in groups when they can, and any peasants who spot at least one particularly toothy stranger immediately raise the alarm. For if you see one goblin, there's likely a whole gang.
Probably.
The Sweet Teeth departed on a journey, hoping to see as many wonders as possible of this world and others. They keep sending us news from every corner of the map, Their bright painted wagon, drawn by a bull mastodon, crisscrosses Galarian, somehow appearing in the center of one incredible story after another.
Good kids.
Evindra was glad to see the Lantern King's plans turn to dust. She spent some time helping restore the kingdom after the calamity, then returned home to the First World. They say the rebellious spirit of her cousin Nyrissa awoke within her as well.
Oh, great.
Evindra is said to recount our story to the Fae, encouraging them to question the power and might of the eldest.
Okay.
After the victory, the storyteller abandoned his affairs and began spending a lot of time alone in contemplation. He eventually bid farewell to the king and left his lands. But I suspect the inhabitants of Galarian haven't heard the last of this mysterious traveler, for his own story is hardly finished.
Will we see him in the sequel?
Amiri remained a pariah to her native tribe, but she stayed close friends with Nylak, who ruled the Six Bears wisely and taught them to survive in the unfamiliar plains and cities. The restless barbarian would often travel for long stretches of time, but sooner or later she would always return to her old friends, bragging about new scars and recounting new feats, many of which Nylak immortalized in song. The Tiger Lords revered Amiri as a great hero, but she didn't stay chieftain for long. After all, she was much better at crushing skulls than giving orders.
Fair.
Valerie stayed to serve the king, and to this day she continues to be a muse to many people. Not just bards and admirers, but to warriors as well. Honest and resilient, Valerie is not just famous for her feats in battle, but also for her patience and kindness, which she says the king helped her discover within herself. Harem went mad for good. Or perhaps simply understood the true wisdom of Grotus. I'm not really sure if there's a difference. He left the palace barefoot, taking only a cane with him as he went off to preach. He died destitute, somewhere along the side of the road. But they say you can still find a ghost with a disheveled beard along the kingdom's roads, mumbling something about the end of the world. And if something suddenly breaks in someone's house, people commonly say, Harem touched it. Jaethal spent some time at the king's court, but she then left to do whatever it was her new goddess required. She must have become a great inquisitor for Pharasma, as no one would know the ways of the undead and Urgathoa's cultists as well as a former undead cultist would. She was also seen in the company of Salim Godafar. It's unlikely the two became friends, being so different from one another, but it's a known fact that they worked together. Octavia didn't stay still for very long. Soon, she and Reg went to Numeria and started a huge slave rebellion there.
Hell yeah.
They didn't manage to destroy the tech.
Did they find
and to this
Janusz?
day, slaves speak their names with admiration, and slavers with terror. Over the course of their journey, the two grew as close as ever, leaving their quarrels and resentments behind. After returning from Numeria, Octavia settled in her mother's house and became the king's advisor and loyal companion.
Ooh.
Rigangar left for Numeria with Octavia to start a slave rebellion. Over the journey, he really matured and learned to understand others, as well as how to control his anger. After he returned, he took a position in the king's court. Being both formidable and charming, he inspired fear in the hearts of some and lust in others. There are even some rumors that he almost talked Octavia into marrying him, and possibly even continuing the Della Fiorni line. Once the war was over, Tristan kept his promise to Sarenrae. In the middle of celebrating the king's victory, the priest suddenly disappeared in a flash of light, vanishing forever. I hope Sarenrae didn't take the Movonic Deva's memory, so her servant might still remember us and the stolen lands. Or if she did, I hope he was at least able to forget everything about the lands in which he endured so much suffering.
I mean, if he was suffering, you would hope he wouldn't remember it.
Ekin spent a few years in the Stolen Lands, and in that time won glory as the most rugged monster hunter in all the River Kingdoms. The ranger exterminated even the most harmless of the monsters around the capital, then moved on to other lands and new victories. They say the ruthless avenger and slayer of wild monsters made it as far as Katapesh. That's where his trail went cold. I'm afraid Ekin may have become the prey of one of his targets.
That's how he would have wanted to go out.
As for Knock Knock, apologies, I mean Jester Knock Knock, he continued to be a great source of entertainment for the kingdom, both in and out of the throne room, sometimes even on purpose. His antics in the kingdom had an additional effect. Aside from bringing joy and amusement to the citizens, it also softened the common view of goblins. They even became welcome in the streets of the city, for a time. While he may not have become the hero he envisioned, Knock Knock did find himself and his inner strengths thanks to the king. If you should ever find yourself in the kingdom, be sure to seek him out. He'll gladly regale you with some new tale of adventure, one that will surely make you smile, whether our foolhardy, clumsy, well-intentioned goblin means to or not. Absent her sister's influence, and after enduring their break, Kalika has become harsher and more intolerant of evil. She used all her influence as the legendary king's companion to create a string of shelters for young tieflings. These children have become her personal army, and as they matured, many have devoted their lives to fighting evil, especially devils and their plots.
If I could tell you, I would. Wait. What? I'm confused.
Despite all the woes that befell the country, our king remains a strong leader. Many noble houses from neighboring lands wouldn't hesitate to be related to him, and they regularly send a variety of marriage proposals. As for myself, the author of this book, Lindsay, who never chose a pretty nickname, I'm still here, inside my creation within the Capitol Library. I live just like I always dreamed, surrounded by people and books.
Oh, yeah.
And not a day goes by without someone turning my pages. My story inspired
Part of
many
the
others
charity
to take
drive
the quill.
we're doing.
My readers have written many fierce books.
So it was either the
articles,
sour
and
thing I ate
flinging
or the
truth in
cayenne
the
pepper
faces of
jelly bean.
tyrants. What more could I dream of?
Both made me tear
I
up.
hope, oh honored reader, that this story offered you some daring ideas. Or at least some entertainment. In any case,
He's
it's
fine.
time to set the final
We'll
period.
see. Well, it's random what gets eaten. It's part of the, like, if you donate $5, I'd eat a random piece of this bag of Mexican candy that I've never tried until that sour one. And I've got Bean Boozled, which have jelly beans, which can be good or nasty flavors. And then we have the Fiery 5 challenge, which is the spicy jelly beans.